Steven Gerrard is on the brink of the sack over in Premier League as, of course, Aston Villa lost again this past midweek. Will he make it to the weekend as gaffer of Aston Villa? We'll take a look at that and more next. That's right, folks. Bam's going on a prediction video today before match day number 12 over in the Premier League, or 13, or 11, depending on how you look at it. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you know where you've been, smash your subscribe. Hang on today. All things Rovers related, Premier League related, woo, Cup related later this year. Arsenal still remain tip at the top of the table despite not playing a game. And of course, in second spot, Man City still in second spot despite not playing a game this past weekend. But of course, biggest movers, Man United, took full advantage of beating one of their nearest and dearest, Tottenham Hotspur. And what on earth going wrong at Villa Park? That's right, Stevie G's on the verge of the sack. Will he go? Will he stay? We'll have to see about that later on. Then, of course, let's take a look at it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the Patreons. Thank you very much. But here we go. Let's take a little look at it. Okay, then here are the results, of course, from this past midweek's action. Hopefully, yep. Brighton of Albion against Spurs. Not Spurs, Nottingham Forest. 0-0 in the end. 2-1 win for me. It's just not working out, is it, for Forest? Meanwhile, Crystal Palace with a 2-1 win over Wolves. Called it. That's called it. I went with a 2-0 win myself. Not too shabby there. I would have went with a 3-2 win for City, but we'll have to wait and see about that. Meanwhile, Bournemouth was stumped by, of course, nearest and dearest Southampton. 1-0 win for them on the road. Brentford with a monster point against Chelsea. 0-0. 2-1 win for me. Got that one wrong. Newcastle with a win. 1-0 win over Everton. 2-0 win for me. Liverpool with a 1-0 win over West Ham. 3-1 win in my eyes. I did go 2-2 on this one, but Man United did come out with a 2-0 win. I did go for Fulham. 1-0. It's actually 3-0. Goodness gracious me. What a battering. It's got so work. I am recording this on Thursday night, so you might tell him to work. Meanwhile, Leicester City 2-0 win over Leeds. Of course, now I just done another video. Actually, we might be in a bit of luck. Let's get on my dashboard. Yeah, we might have just about got the look. Of course, so take a look at the table then, how it looks at the moment at the top of the table in the Premier League, with Arsenal leading the supreme, 27 points on the ball, 4 points clear over Man City. Spurs are in third, then Chelsea do have a game in hand, potentially could go into second spot with a win. And of course, Manchester United back into fifth now. They look contenders, maybe even Newcastle United in the race to top four. You just don't know. Going down those, Forest, Leicester, and West Wolverhampton Wanderers, despite Leicester winning this past midweek. I think I'm doing all right here, guys. I'm actually having a little bit of wet myself right now. But of course, it is that time of the day. It is time for the Super Brew, and it is fired up. Look at it. Look at that, bitches! What's that? Top 5, top 6. I've got A. Judy with 11 points, well done to them. Kume, Connor Medlin, Pennywise, The Prodigy, then me. Then it's all me, baby. Oh, yes. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, my goodness. I'm wetting myself. I am wetting myself. Big time. I'm one of the biggest bloody movers. If you see your name, smash your subscribe. I'm seeing it for the first time. Oh, look at you losers. Look at all yous. Miserable. Weller with a wooden spoon. Oh, it sucks to be you today, buddy. But not me. I know I'm not winning. But I am one of the biggest movers, if not the... Oh, shit, press the wrong button. The biggest mover as we look at the leaderboard. Up 10 pegs, bitches, to number 11. I am coming for you, Ferrier77. I'm coming for you, Kume. I'm going to knock the socks off you. I'm coming. 10 spots are moving, baby. Wooden Spoon Weller, I've just leapfrogged during the process. Look at that. No mucking about. Any other big movers like me? Of course not. No one's moving just like me. I'm absolutely... Anyone big droppers? Biggest losers this week? A. Judy with 8 spots, though. That's not too... That's good, mate. It's not as good as me, but it's good. It's good. Who's the biggest loser? England is champion. 8 spots dropping. Ooh, dropping like a stone, pal. Up dropping like a stone. But anyway, that's if you see your name, smash the old subscribe, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell, whatever it is. But yeah, of course, there's no point getting excited. The title's not won in October. But if you want to get involved with me and the guys, California Prem, it's free. And if you can piss on me for a week, you know. Anyway, let's take a look at the next round of games that do happen, of course, starting on Saturday. We're kicking it all off with Forest up against Liverpool. Of course, coming at you at City Ground. Played each other 9 times. 1984, 1 win for Forest, 5 wins for Liverpool, 3 draws, of course. Forest, though, without a win in the last 8 games, of course. Liverpool with just 1 win. One defeat. Sorry, the last 6, 75% fall for them. Of course, they did play to the last year in the FA Cup quarter-final stage. Liverpool came out top with a 1-0 win. But last time they played in the league at Forest at City Ground was a 2-2 draw back in April 1999. I think Forest were decent back then. No disrespect. Of course, Forest though back-to-back games now without a goal. Liverpool with back-to-back 1-0 wins, back-to-back clean sheets as well as they head forward to this game. The odds here 11-1 is your Forest, at 4-1 on is your Liverpool, 5-1 is the draw. Can Forest bounce back with a shocker here? All eyes on this game, I think, as well. Early kickoff, 3-0 win in the end for Liverpool for me. Points in the bag, of course, we'll see about that. Everton up against Crystal Palace, getting deep end on this one. Coming at you at Goodison back. Mentioned 26 times in 1984, 11 wins for Everton, 6 wins for Palace. We've got 9 draws. Everton, no, 3 defeats on the spin, 42% form for them. Up against the Crystal Palace side, just 1 defeat in the past 6, 58% form for them at the moment. Last time around, though, at Everton was a 3-2 win for Everton back in May 2022. That was on the last day of the season, wasn't it? That was the Saviour's Day. That was when they were plucked from the brink and, of course, threw Burnley down. I appreciate that result more than you think. Meanwhile, Newcastle with a 1-win over Everton. Most recently, Crystal Palace with a 2-1 win over Wolves. Of course, the odds here 8-5 is your Everton, 50-8 is your away win, 11-5 is the draw. Back in Everton with a 2-1 win for them. Bounce back eventually, first win in a long time. 3 points coming at you as well. Next, of course, is Manchester City up against Brighton. Of course, coming at you the 8th. Yeah, played to the 12 times, turned 8. 2 was the City, 2 for Brighton. No draws, of course. City though back-to-back games now without a win. Up against the Brighton side, just 1 win and 6, 33% form for them at the moment. Last time around though, over at City, it was a 3-0 win for City back in April 2022. City though, of course, what we're looking at back-to-back wins over Brighton, but they're coming to us on the back of the 1-0 loss against Man City. Back-to-back games now without a goal, would you believe it, for Manchester City. Meanwhile, Brighton back-to-back games without a goal, 3 games without a goal as their striking concerns continue. Look at the odds here, 5-1 on is your City, 6-1 is yours, 12-1 is your away win. Can City surprise here? No. 4-0 demolition job, City taking the 3 points, and of course putting some pressure on Arsenal. Next of course the game of the day is Chelsea against Manchester United at Stamford Bridge. 76 times they played each other since 1993, 26 wins for Chelsea, 24 wins for United, 26 draws, of course. Chelsea, though, unbeaten in the last 7 games, 92% form for them right now. Man United, though, unbeaten in the last 5, picking up 4 wins and a draw to boot. Last time around, over at Stamford Bridge, was a 1-1 draw back in November 2021. Of course, this is Potter's boys now, up against Ten Hag's boys. The last 4 games between the two sides have ended up as a draw. Chelsea, though, with a 0-0 draw against Brentford. United with a 2-0 win over Tottenham. It's actually been back-to-back clean sheets for Manchester United as they work their way from the defence moving forward. 11-10 is Chelsea, 12-5 is your away win, 5-2 is your. It does smell like a 0-0, but I'm going to go 2-1 for Chelsea here, 3 points in the bag. Potter does one over Ten Hag. Meanwhile, Aston Villa up against Brentford, of course, here it is. If he's not sacked by then, he'll be sacked after this. Played the 8 times to 2016, nothing but Aston Villa, 4 for Brentford, 4 draws, of course. Villa, though, just 1 win and 6, 40% form for them right now. Brentford, though, 50% form, 1-2 lost and drawn 2 over the last 6. But they're coming to this game last time around at Villa Park. It was a 1-1 draw back in August, 20th of August, 2021. All square it was, 1-1. Of course, in fact, the last 3 times they played at Villa Park in the Championship and the Premier League have ended up as a draw. Villa, though, with a 3-0 loss against Fulham. Shockerino. Meanwhile, Brentford with a 0-0 draw against Chelsea. Back-to-back clean sheets for them as they come into this. Looking at the odds here, 11-10 is your Villa, 5-2 is draw, 5-2 is your away win. I'm going with a draw here, another draw in the cards. Not going to save your job with that one, are you, Villa? Are you, Gerrard? Meanwhile, Southampton taking on Arsenal, coming at St Mary's. Played each other 49 times in 1983, 10 wins to Southampton, 26 wins to Arsenal, 13 draws, of course. Southampton, though, back-to-back games now without a loss. Up against the Arsenal side who've won 6 on the bounce. If not, they've won 8 on the bounce, actually 100% form for them heading into this. Last time round, they're over in Southampton. It was a 1-0 win for the Saints. That was back in April 2022. Arsenal, though, with a 1-0 win over Eindhoven. That was, of course, tonight. Of course, back-to-back clean sheets on the spin for Arsenal. Southampton with a 1-0 win over Bournemouth most recently. But the odds for this, you've got Southampton 5-1 for 7-4 is your away win, 3-1 is your draw. Which way will it go? Going to go with a 2-0 win, clean sheet as well. Arsenal will remain top of the table. They'll be top of the table no matter what, no, of course. Leeds United up against Fulham, of course, over at Ellen Road. Played to the 19 times, 1 7 wins the Leeds, 6 wins for Fulham, 6 draws, of course. Leeds, though, without a win in the last 7 games, 17% form for them. Up against the Fulham side, back-to-back games now without a loss, 40% form for them heading into this. Last time around, though, over at Ellen Road, it was a 4-3 win for Leeds back in September 2020. But some thrillers most recently. Leeds unbeaten against Fulham over the last 4. We get 4 wins on the spin in at Craven Cottage and in the EFL Cup, and on the same. But of course, Leeds with a 2-0 loss against Leicester, Fulham with a 3-0 win over Aston Villa most recently. But the odds here, we have 1-1. Oh, even Stevens, sorry, is your Leeds, 5-2 draw, 11-4 is your away win. Back in Leeds to get a shocker here, 2-1 win for them, first win in a long time, and up the ladder they go. Meanwhile, Wolves up against Leicester, of course, come match up Molyneux, played 29 times in 1983, 7 wins for Wolves, 10 wins for Leicester, 12 draws, of course. Wolves, though, of course, Beale's fish and chips was meant to be the new manager, but no, he said no. So, of course, Steve Davis will remain into 2023. I wonder why that decision's been made so bizarre. The whole of the fucking World Cup to decide on a manager. Golly. Anyway, Steve Davis will be, not that one, but this one. Of course, 2 wins the last 6 for him, 33% form. Up against Leicester side, just won a few past 4 now for Brendan Rodgers' boys. Last time around, they're over at Wolves as 2-1 win for Wolves back in February 2022. The away side hasn't won this game since Leicester beat Wolves back in the EFL Cup back in September 2018. Meanwhile, Leicester with a 2-0 win over Leeds, back-to-back clean sheets for them. Wolves with a 2-1 loss against Crystal Palace. But the odds here, 30-10 is your Wolves, 11-5 is your away win, 9-4 is the draw. Back in, of course, another one here, 1-1 apiece. No one's going to be happy with that, are they? Next, of course, Spurs up against Newcastle. A bit of a zinger, this one, over at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Played 57 times, 93, 26 wins to Spurs, 23 wins to Newcastle, 8 draws, of course. Newcastle, though, unbeaten the last 6 games, of course, 75% form for them, winning 3 of the last 4. Up against the Spurs side, have just won, actually lost once in the last 5, 58% form over the last 6. Last time around, they're over at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It was a 5-1 win for Spurs back in April 2021. They're actually unbeaten against Newcastle over the last 5, pick up 3 wins and a couple of draws. They did lose to United, though. Manchester United most recently. Newcastle, though, with a 1-0 win over Everton. Back-to-back clean sheets. Of course, just 1 goal conceded over the last 3, if you want to look at it that way. 21-20 is your Spurs. 5-2 is your draw. 5-2 is your away win. I'm back in Spurs here. 3-2 win. Goals in this one. Goals are plenty. 3-2. And I think Spurs will be happy with that. And then wrap it up. On Monday night, it'll be West Ham up against Bournemouth over at London Stadium. Played the 12 times, 2013. 4 wins for Hammers, 5 wins for Bournemouth, 3 draws, of course. Hammers, though, just 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them right now. Up against the Bournemouth side, also 1 defeat past 6, 58% form for them heading into this. Last time around, though, over at West Ham, a 4-0 win it was for the Hammers back in January, New Year's Day, back in 2020. It was a 4-0 win for them. Meanwhile, Bournemouth with a 1-0 loss against Southampton, West Ham with a 1-0 loss against Liverpool most recently. But the odds on this, then, we have West Ham, 50-8 on for the victory, 73 is draw, and 90-4 is the away win here. Back in the Hammers, of course, we are 2-0 win for them, 3 points in the bag. And that can actually send them up as high as 10th in the table. That's, of course, my take. Be sure to get your own take. If I'm right, this is what the table will look like. As you were pretty much at the top of the table, Spurs will be level on points with Manchester City, I think. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. If I'm right, I don't know. Meanwhile, going down, Forest, Leicester City, and Wolves. Of course, get your link in here. /EPL Prem. It is free to enter. Get your name in lights, and I'll see you. By the way, next week. But will Stevie Gerrard be there? Probably not. He probably will not be there. So this will probably be the last prediction video with him in charge of Aston Villa. And he might not even make it to the bloody start of the video. Anyway, that's it. Smash your subscribe, smash your thumbs up. I'll see you soon for the next one.